Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MusicVillage, and we almost forgot to mention for that report that we did back in 3rd grade, and looking through the memorabilia, and thanks to the maestro for finding it, we actually got a B+ on that report, because we said everything that we wanted to do with the extra hour, but didn't say what we did with it. It's the only reason we got that B. Still proud of it though. And speaking of being proud of things and getting ranks higher than a D, folks, I think it's time for us to check out a couple of these A-ranked games that are trying to make their way to the main stage for this weekend for another edition of the Friday Night Greenlight. And the first game that we have up comes from the developers Caesar G with their game Danger Course VR. And this game automatically reminds me of a virtual reality version of MXC, the Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that not only they allow you to design your own course, but alongside with it have either Kenny Blankenship or Captain Tennille a part of the show as well. If this is an actual show where you hear an audience in the background going, oh, and ooh, and all those cool sound effects you would hear probably from the first Super Smash Bros. When you get hit or able to dodge things. Yeah, you know, hopefully they can put that in. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Devs Must Die. It's been extreme with their game Skybolt Zag. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of the newer version of Max Steel with a little hint of Mega Man and a splash of Action Man in there as well. And the fact that you can get combinations for your kills in this, not half bad. And here's hoping in the near future that you can get a chance to not only upgrade the rocket fist that you have, but also get a chance to do a ground pound punch to eliminate all the enemies on the field. And according to what the maestro told me, there's a high possibility that he could do that. Nice. Now, if they have a ray gun or a ray beam that you could use from the hand slap, I'll be happy. Yeah, I really will with this. And the next game that we have up, which comes from the developers Piston Media with their game Skateria Post-Apocalyptic Shooter. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of, I guess, an 8-bit version of The Last of Us with a little hint of a side-scrolling 8-bit version of, I guess Bedlam in this case. And since it's post-apocalyptic, we might as well add in a little hint of 28 Days Later in there with this too. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that besides getting a shotgun, SMG, and a regular pistol, they also give you a chance to use a flamethrower or rocket launcher in this game, seeing the fact that most of the environment for this game is highly destructible. Nice. And according to the maestro, no flamethrower. Aww. But hey, a man can dream. Hopefully they can add it later. And the next game that I got a feeling is gonna have some form of explosions unlike the other game comes from the developers Flat Cat Games. Nice developer studio name, by the way, with their game Safe Climbing. And this game is a what-if scenario if Michael Bay decided to direct the classic Sylvester Stallone movie of Cliffhanger. And the only reason I say that, folks, is because there's a giant meteor or a comet or whatever in the world it is about to hit the side of the mountain that this guy is gonna climb. So here's hoping in the near future, and you can moan and groan all you want, maestro. You know what I'm gonna ask for this game. Hopefully they give the chance for you to have a grappling hook for this game in the near future. And yes, Maestro, I do think it's possible for them to give you a grappling hook in this game, cause how else are you gonna avoid a giant oversized meteor or comet that's gonna hit the side of the mountain in enough time? What, you think he's just gonna jump down the mountain? He ain't got a parachute, so yeah, give him a grappling hook. And besides me once again asking for grappling hooks in video games, folks, the next video game that we have up comes from the developers Conum Games with their game Hibiscus Red. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only home movies, but a little hint of Rick and Morty in there as well. And the reason why I say that is because the boy in one of the pictures really does look like Morty. So I got a feeling Rick is not too far behind. So here's hoping in the near future for this very game, especially with that cool picture in the attic, you get a chance to go to where in the world that picture will take you. Cause I got a feeling it'll take you to some weird place, knowing the fact that it has a classic picture in it. And before Maestro gets any more confused, there was at least 4 games I played in the past that whenever you touch a picture that has anybody from the classic era of picture creations like Monet or Van Gogh, when you touch the picture, you can actually jump into that world and experience it. Yeah, I got a feeling this game will have it too. But besides alternative dimensions that come through pictures, folks, the last but not least game that we have up for this week comes from the developers Holy Way, nice developer name by the way, with their game Somewhere Inside. And according to the Maestro, he does believe we talked about this game before, but like we say on this show all the time, folks, it never hurts to mention a game more than once. And this game still reminds me of a combination of the Dragon's Lair with a little hint of, I guess, the Borderlands DLC for Tiny Tina's Dragon Keep, or Assault on Dragon's Keep. And here's hoping in the near future for this game, and I'm still hoping for it, a chance for you to defend yourself with any of the weapons that you find down in this basement, especially against those flaming skull guys that I got a feeling will burn you alive if you don't have something to defend yourself with. Yeah, so maybe a mace or a flail or a giant oversized hammer, just anything to defend yourself with, even if it has to be a shield against these flaming bad guys you have to fight. And if you guys want to check out any other cool games that are still trying to make their way to the main stage via cargo ship, cargo plane, or subterranean train that's currently rumbling underneath your toes, you can head on over to the store.steampoweredpage, only known as store.steampowered.com, and click ever so lightly on that upcoming button, and then click even lighter on that indie page, or in reverse order if you feel like it, to check out a whole bunch of cool games that are so cool and rare, we decided to put it in glass cases with that little aluminum folding that you would usually see when you go to comic book stores. And according to what the Maestro said, a couple of these games are first issues. Nice! And with that said, folks, I think it's time for us to head back into this music once again. And when we return, we'll be back with yet another new DJ Smokey's True Video Game Stories right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.